What's going on, Tim? Just watched your video. Um, to hit on your key questions and points. Uh, how, how do you determine how you vote? That's a very, very, very tough question to answer. Personally, I'm not shallow enough to actually sit here and say, oh, he looks pretty, so I'm going to vote for him. Unfortunately, we have people that shallow that vote. Or we have people who are sheep who vote. And by sheep, I mean if they see a D or an R in either column by their party or candidate, whatever, they're going to vote for them. Those people shouldn't vote. Those people scare me. Those are the people who sit here and absorb anything the political leaders from the parties tell them. They're not going to actually go out and learn both sides of the argument, which is too bad, because that's the only way you can actually come to an informed decision. Now, do I trust politicians? No, I don't trust politicians. It's just, my look on politicians is which one's the lesser of what evil at that point in time, really. And that's a bad place for cynicism to be that pessimistic about our politicians that we're voting for to run our country. As far as issues are concerned, though, there's really not, for me, it's really not one issue. It's a whole thing of issues. You can say a bunch of nice and pretty things. This is directed towards Obama. You can say a bunch of pretty things and be vague and still give non-answers. Just as an example, I'm not for McCain either. McCain is essentially the same way. Just he gets a little more specific on what he means. As far as, for example, Obama wants to withdraw out of Iraq by whatever date it is now. McCain has looked at it as, we're there, we leave, and we create a bigger cluster of the Middle East than was already there. Now, I'm not saying what we have now is anything good, because, quite frankly, the Bush administration has handled the whole war in Iraq horribly, horribly bad. And it took our focus off Afghanistan and finding bin Laden. Now, he says we need to stay there and we're winning, but, how long is that? When you claim victory, I don't mean standing on an aircraft carrier with mission accomplished behind you. I mean, when can we start focusing back on the core issue of Afghanistan and finding bin Laden or other terrorists like that? And that's the kind of thing that we need to look at. Things like what I mean about it when Obama's invading is, we're told he wants to give, X amount of credits, like we got for stimulus checks. Okay, that's nice, but the fact of the matter is, what are you gonna do? Just print off more money? Okay, yay, inflation. Because we're just printing money we don't have. Or you want to roll back the Bush tax cuts, but you don't specify which you want to do on those tax cuts and how you want to roll those back. Who determines rich? The government? I mean, the government's inept enough to determine its own status quo, if you would. So, regardless of what party runs the government, it's inept. The government is poorly managed, regardless of party. So, at that point in time, it's who really is gonna surround and run these other departments, because, quite frankly, the thing I really see as being the core issue is this election determines so much more than just who is our next president. for at least the next 4 years. This determines the direction of our country. Good, bad, or in between. This election determines that. And with the current crop of politicians, personally, I don't see them as representing us. I see them representing themselves. So, Obama and McCain, you aren't getting my vote. Neither is Nader, neither are any of the other third parties, because none of you truly represent the people. You say you do, but you don't. So, why my vote will be wasted? Probably. By not voting for McCain or Obama. That's my call. I will, however, be voting for my Senate races, my House reps. I'll be voting for my local government and my state government issues. So just because I'm not going to vote for the president doesn't mean I'm not going to have and be able to determine where at least my state goes, and who I at least want to try to send to Congress or the House. Because the way I look at it right now is, at least in those races, third parties are more likely to, get voted for, as opposed to the presidential race where it's Dems or Republicans. That's it. No in-betweens, no nothing. So, I don't trust politicians, no core issues that either politician has spewed. For me, they fall on deaf ears. I sort of agree with McCain, and I sort of agree with Obama on things. But some of the things Obama says, like, holding health insurance companies accountable for stuff. I agree, there has to be government oversight there, so. But there's, not a core issue I can find that I completely agree with them on. So, if I can't agree with them, I'm not going to vote for them just because I, sort of agree with them. If you can't find an issue that drags me in to make me want to vote for you, you ain't gonna get my vote. So, McCain, Obama, Biden, Palin, you can all talk your pretty words. Fact of the matter is, you get no vote of confidence from me. And that's just how I look at it. Let me hear your response to him. Keep me very big up, dude.